Welcome to GoVMlab, India's first job-ready VMware learning platform where professionals meet experts to revolutionize their VMware careers.
In this is the very last module of our vSphere networking. And in this networking, I just try to capture some of the commands which I feel it like could be useful for you guys when you do a very basic network troubleshooting. See, no one can explain you every single command with every single argument. It is something as when you go and play around with this product, you will start exploring those commands. And second thing, you can never ever memorize every single command. There is no way. There are millions of commands, right? You can't learn every single command, right? So the best thing to learn this command is get your hands dirty with the subsystem, right? So what I've done it is basically there are many commands. I just try to capture some of the commands and how do you go and use these commands basically, right? So ultimately we need to understand the semantics of these commands. This is what I'm trying to explain you in this particular uh, module. So let's go and get started with it. So I just try to capture two very common problem. The first problem says that the ESXi host has intermittent or no network connectivity to other system. So this is a problem statement where you have you have a bunch of ESXi hosts, and out of this bunch of ESXi hosts, one of the ESXi hosts does not have a reachability to the other systems, other ESXi hosts, right? So it means we know that something is wrong with that ESXi host, right? Because other hosts are able to talk to each other, but there's a one ESXi host where we are trying to do the network, we are trying to reach out to it, and it's not able to reach out to the other subsystems or able to communicate to the other subsystems in the network. So resolution as an initial check, generate a ping request to some other host which is up and accessible from the buggy ESXi host. So what the very first thing you should be doing it to you will be validating it, right? That what is the problem here? So the very first thing we do it for the network connectivity perspective is a ping traffic. So we always try to, from the host, which is looks to be isolated in the network, from that host, I'll try to ping to the other peer host, if that the ping is working or not. I try to ping my default gateway. Is that able to ping to my default gateway or not? I try to ping maybe some of my infra servers, right? Is it able to ping to those infra servers or not, right? So it give me a theory that, okay, if it's not able to ping to the peer server, default gateway, maybe the infra servers, maybe DNS, DHCP servers, right? Which means that something is wrong with that server, right? And that's where your troubleshooting starts. So, so now what it says that the possible causes of this issue could be that maybe your host network configurations are incorrect. Maybe the IP addressing, what you have defined to your management network could be wrong. Maybe someone actually went and he changed the VLAN ID of the port group, management port group, right? Or maybe your IT admin team have changed the VLAN ID and the underlying physical network and they have not communicated to you for that specific host, and because of which the VLAN becomes invalid, right? Maybe the speed and duplex of the network links are not consistent. Maybe you have a flappy links in your infrastructure, because of which what is happening on that particular switch port where that uplink is connected, it's a flappy. It's coming up, going down, right? Coming up and down, right? So it could be flappy link, because of which you might be having this kind of issues. Maybe someone would have shut down that port. Maybe someone would have taken out the network cable for that specific ESXi host, right? So there could be many reasons for that, right? The outcome is something ping is not working, but there is no standard answer for that. If ping is not working, this is the exact problem. No. And this is what I'm trying to explain you, that, the issue, the symptoms could be the same, but the underlying reasons could be different. That is what virtualization is all about it. And that is the only reason the troubleshooting in virtualization is way more difficult than your physical infrastructure, because outcome is same, but there are multiple layers are involved. And that's where you have to trace down every single layer when you go and talk about troubleshooting. And one of the example I just try to explain it here, that if ping is not working, not necessarily that my network issue is there, right? It could be any issue. It could be network issue. It could be hardware issue. It could be ESXi configuration issues, right? So one of the issues, as I said, maybe network configurations are incorrect. VLAN ID is incorrect. Maybe your network link is flappy. Maybe your link is down. Maybe physical switch port is down. Maybe someone took out the cable. Maybe your NIC teaming configurations are incorrect. What you have configured. Maybe the adapter has adapter firmware itself has crashed. And because of which, where will I send the packet? Because the adapter itself is crashed, or maybe the hardware itself is not supporting that adapter. Maybe your hardware, the server itself has some faulty stuff, right? Maybe the server hardware itself has a faulty stuff, or maybe it could be because of the network performance, right? So there could be possible causes for the same outcome. And that's where it could be ESXi host level debugging, you should be doing it, or maybe the hardware level debugging also you need to do it. It could be network hardware level, or it could be server level, right? Any issue can occur, right? Which might be resulting us into a same outcome. right? So you have to go through all these layers of troubleshooting whenever you go and do the troubleshooting in the virtual world, right? So in this example, let's say if we talk about ESXi misconfiguration, right? As I said, maybe someone on the networking side would have done some misconfiguration. So then you can run some of these commands. So this is the command which says that ESXCLI network vSwitch standard list. So what this command is doing, it is actually going to list out the standard switches. So it says that this is my virtual switch 0. It has these many ports, and this is the MTU configured. What is the beacon enabled? Beacon is not enabled, right? What is the uplink? What are the port group created here, right? So you can get this, you can patch this information. Similarly, you have a other command, ESXCLI networks vSwitch standard port group list, right? So in the switch, if you want to list out the port group, it is actually listing out the port group, right? So this command is listing out the switch. This command is listing out the port group created on that switch, right? So that is where you can actually go and run this command to get the host information. Then if you want to get the information about a distributed switch, you can run this command, ESXCLI network virtual switch, ESXCLI network virtual switch DVS. DVS is a distributed switch, VMware, and this is the entire command. And then it gives you the name of the distributed switch. Then it gives you the number of used ports, how many ports are used, how many ports are configured, and then what is the MTU is configured, what is the uplink is configured, then what is the port group configured on that distributed switch, right? So these are the DV port group, right? And or you can run this command also, ESXCFG vSwitch-L, which tell you the which listed down both of the switches. This is my standard switch, this is my distributed switch, the respective uplink which is attached to a respective switch, and the port group names. It gives you here, right? And it also tells you that which entities are connected here. So it tells me that prod VM01 is connected to this particular port of my distributed switch, and this is the uplink, right? So it gives you that information. This is my VM kernel 1 NIC connected to this particular port of this distributed switch. So it gives you all this information. Then hardware side, this is the command, ESXCLI network NIC list. You run this command will tell you that what are the network adapters you have it, what is the status of this adapter. This is the admin status. Admin status means maybe, as I said, someone shut down that port. Then it could show you right here. Link status. Link status means the link is up or not. Someone have taken out the cable. You can get the information right here, right? So you can see that information, that what is this. So this is the first thing you should be doing it, right? Before jumping into the ESXi, you should be first evaluate your hardware configurations, that there is no fault on the hardware, right? And that is where this command gets really important, because it gives you the details about your network adapters status, right? Then you want to get the configuration details, the IP configuration details, right? So this is the command, ESXCLI network IP interface list. This is my VMK0. This is my VMK1. This is the MAC address. This is the switch it's connected to. This is the management network port group it's connected to. This is the MAC address. This particular VMK1 tells me that it's connected to my VDS switch. And whereas this particular command tells me that this is my VMK0 connected to my virtual switch, this port group, right? So you can get the information right here. This is the port ID of my VMK0 and VMK1. You can get this information here. Then if you want to get the information about VM kernel IP interfaces, this is the command, ESXCLI network IP interface IPv4 get. What this command is telling us, it's telling me the IP address information, VMK0 and VMK1. This is the IP address. This is the subnet mask. This is the addressing, whether it's a static IP or DHCP IP. And it is also giving you the VMK0. Or if you want to get the IP of specific VMK0, then you can give this parameter -i VMK0. So it will only list out the VMK0 IP. And if you want to list out all the IP, all the interfaces, then you can run this command, right? I think this is the way command works, right? So you can actually go in and play around with these commands, where it will give you all this output in a very easy way. There are some of the commands I have listed, right? ESXCLI network IP interface. If you want to configure the IP address from the CLI, not from the UI. So if you want to create, if you want to assign the IP address, you want to create a port group, you want to change the MTU on a specific interface. So you can definitely do it from the UI. And I would say it is the most easiest way of doing it. But then if you really want to explore the CLI as well, then you can explore the CLIs, and you can do all this configuration from the CLI as well. If you want to see that what is my teaming configuration is created, right? Obviously, you can go to that switch and port group. You can see that what teaming policy is configured. But if you want to do it from the CLI, then this is the CLI. ESXCLI network vSwitch standard policy failover get -v vSwitch 0. So it is telling me that on my vSwitch 0 source port ID is configured, failure detection mechanism is link status only, and I have only one active adapter in my team, which is vmnic 0, and failback is true, right? So whatever do you do see in the UI, the same output you can get it from the CLI as well. So it's up to your convenience that what makes your life easy in terms of identifying it, right? So UI, if you're comfortable with the UI, I would say at least these are very big commands, very difficult to remember it. So better you do it from the UI, but then if you want to do it, you can use this CLI as well. This is unsupported hardware. As I said, you can run this particular command, network adapter. If you have any, so if you have any adapter related issue, then this is the command which will give you the adapter related issues, that what is the status of my adapter. You have to make sure that all of your adapter should be in the up state. If any of the adapter is in the down state, might happen that you have assigned that uplink to the virtual switch and the adapter itself is in the down state. And if my adapter itself is in the down state, then how the ping will work? It will not work, right? So that's why this command gets really useful. So
If you have interest in learning VMware more in depth, not from an administration perspective, but from the architect or consulting perspective, then join our VMware vSphere Zero to Hero Data Center Expert program. This particular program has been highly rated by all of our learners. 100 plus careers have been transitioned successfully with our Zero to Hero Data Center Expert Deep Dive program with the 100% placement record. Now, what are the key highlights of this program? As you could see that it's India's first job-ready VMware learning program, which has a 70 hours of intense learning with the 80 plus hands-on labs. 40 plus scenarios would be presented to a learner as a challenge questions to assess their learning. We do have a mentors having a 15 years of experience and the certified professionals. You would be getting opportunity to have a one-on-one in-person doubt clarification session with the VMware mentor, and this particular Zero to Hero program will also preparing learners for a L3 or senior level profiles. Now we have transitioned many careers with our deep dive program, and you can see some of the feedbacks right here on your screen. These are the feedbacks what we have received from all of our successful learners who has transitioned their career with us. So what are you waiting for? If you want to become VMware expert or want to master this technology, then call us now today on the given number, or maybe drop us email on the provided email address. Thank you.